Don't know how long I'm going to be on here, but I had to go live just to bring some value to talk to you guys about one thing that I've been super intentional about that is an absolute game changer to your success. Not only in business, not only in relationships, but in your life in general, right? So, from a financial business standpoint, we have all heard that the more you learn, the more you earn. Or we've heard first you learn, then you remove the L and you earn. So my readings are it's not like I planned this year, right? I planned on reading 40 books this year. I'll probably read 3 times that, quite frankly. But understand this, family, and you guys already know the deal. If you're watching this live, comment hashtag live. If you guys are watching the replay, hashtag replay. If you guys are watching this live, hashtag live. If you are watching the replay, hashtag replay. So understand this. Most people don't like to read. I get it. But read more books, right? So I always tell the story about my mentor when I was first meeting him, first working with him. And I remember my mentor just walked with me in the parking lot to his car, and he had said, "Yo, dude, do you like to read?" And I was like, "Bro, I promised myself after school I was never going to read a book ever again. I just do not like reading." And he said, "Man, that's the beautiful thing about success. You ain't gotta like it, you just gotta do it." I felt that. And I'm so glad he told me that. And then he gave me a book. And that night I took the book home, reluctantly said, all right, I guess I'll start reading this book. And as I flipped through the pages of the book, reading it, I started to discover so many things I had never heard of before. So many truths, so many success concepts, and it opened my mind. And I actually ended up reading for 8 hours straight. And I read the entire book that day. And that day completely changed my life. So from there, I decided I need to read because from where I'm at to where I want to get to, the only difference in between those two areas is simply what I do not know. Get this, family. If you want to go from your current situation to your desired situation, there's an information gap. And you can close that information gap by reading books. And what I discovered is Malcolm Gladwell talks about 10,000 hours, right? Well, it takes 10,000 hours to become a master at something. But what I understand is a concept I created called tapping into the 10K. Because I realized there's other people that have already put in the 10,000 hours to become a master, and that I can just put in a few hours and I can put in a few hours and I can take their 10,000 hours of experience and get it all. So from there, I started reading more books. But I understood a new concept recently that has been the game changer. Because it's not only about reading. It's not only about reading. You see, when you want to take your life to the next level, you have to be intentional about your reading, and you have to start to identify. You guys have seen my videos. You guys understand be, do, have. Who you be dictates all the results that you will have, right? So if you don't be, you can't do. If you can't do, you won't have. Most people try to do the do, but they haven't become the person that can do the thing. So now we have to understand, well, from where I'm at to where I want to be, there's a gap. There's something I don't know how to do. What are those things? And then I study those things to become the person who can do them. So I want to help you guys out. When it comes to being successful in life, I realize there are certain things you have to learn. Things like finances. If you don't understand how money, how finances work, you will not be successful. Like, just straight up. But then there's some skills involved too. One of the biggest skills that I overlooked for so long is communication. Communication. I'm an introvert, so I didn't want to have to learn communication. But the thing was like, okay, well, learn from experts, watch YouTube videos 30 minutes every day. Absolutely. Watch YouTube, read books, but you gotta stay in these categories. Your ability to communicate by far one of the greatest skill sets you could ever learn. It's one of the highest level of values. It's one of the highest forms of like if you learn how to communicate, the world is in your hands. And then if you're gonna take it to another level, you gotta understand sales as well. If you're gonna be in business, I recommend you understand communication, sales, and finances. Like if you want to be a successful business owner, those are things that you just have to understand. You have to learn those things. So if you want to have a good family dynamic, family relationship, whether it's with your spouse or your kids, understanding how to communicate properly with them is good. Yep. So it's effective communication equals cash flow. Absolutely. Communication equals cash flow. But if I'm having a conversation with my wife and there's an issue that needs to be solved, I need to know how to communicate. If I want my spouse and my kids to feel loved, I need to know how to communicate. If I want to have good business relationships, I need to know how to communicate. If I want to get a new idea into the marketplace, I must learn how to communicate. If I want to understand marketing, I must be able to communicate. If I want to start building strategic partnerships, I have to be able to communicate. Communication is the holy grail of skills, in my opinion. But then combine communication skills with sales skills, and now you're able to learn how to influence people and get people to do the things that you're needing. It's a whole nother level. And all these things are going to create finances. So you got to understand finances, right? And if you're just your household, if you can't manage your finances in your house, then you're not going to be able to be a good steward of your finances. You're not going to manage everything. The number one causes of marriages ending is finances. Because I know a lot of people who make a lot of money, but they don't know how to handle the money. So they can't handle their finances. So understand this. I had this revelation. I was driving my wife to work earlier, and I was thinking about black business owners in general. And I was just thinking, like, man, if they just understood this part, it would be crazy. Because I see all my friends that are trying to start their black owned business. First of all, what is a black owned business? You're a business owner. Don't put yourself in a box, right? Like, stop. You're trying to give yourself a handicap. Don't do it. You're better than that. But then they're like, no, we just need to buy black. We need to buy black. And I start realizing there are success principles, biblical success principles. But principles are simply, what's a principle? A principle is a law that governs. So there's laws that govern all these areas. Every area of life offers success. There is no financial principle that says people will prosper by only doing business with their own people. It's actually quite the opposite. So what I don't like seeing in the black community, I'm saying this out of love, family, you guys are trying to succeed by doing the thing that will cause you to fail. See, it's not about buying black and hoping people have pity on you because you're a black-owned business and hoping your people are going to buy from you simply because you're black. People are going to buy from you because of the value that you bring and your ability to communicate that value, right? So let's start with finances, because understand that if we're going to study these things, I want to give you guys some quick tools, right? So understanding money, I got a couple books. One quick simple read. Everybody can start off read this thing quickly. The Millionaire Booklet by Grant Cardone. Really tiny, really small read. I think the audio book is like 30 minutes or an hour or something like that. Like you can go through this quickly, right? But you got to understand how money works. You got to understand the principles behind it, right? Then there's other things like the Money Code, right? Money Code, great book. Understand, like, once you start to do a deep dive on this, right? Do a deep dive on these books. There's things like this book by Kevin O'Leary, right? Men, Women, and Money. Excellent book. Cold Hard Truth on Men, Women, and Money. You got things like What Would the Rockefellers Do? Incredible book, right? Like, I think the Bible says that a good man leaves inheritance to his children's children. Those books I just showed you, incredible. Then we have by Rabbi Daniel Lapin, we have Thou Shalt Prosper. And it's more of a business book, but I still wanted to put this on the finance side. Business Secrets from the Bible. Because there's a lot of similar concepts in here. And it will help you to understand the principles to be able to succeed in business and make money. All right. So understand the finances. Read those books, and there's a bunch of others, like The Richest Man in Babylon. I don't have the physical copy, but you can get the audiobook, listen to it for free on YouTube. How Money Works. There's a bunch of, actually I got that one here. How Money Works. Like, bunch of books. Make a study. And I don't have 10 books to show you guys today, but I would recommend read 10 books for each category. As you guys start to really grow your businesses, I think a fourth category would be leadership. Don't want to bring out a whole bunch of leadership books for you guys today. Reading the John Maxwell, you'll probably be good, right? But next, we're going to talk about communication. So understand there's books like Speak to Win by Brian Tracy. Absolutely incredible book. You start reading through here, you're going to learn some really good stuff. Talk Like Ted. You guys are probably familiar with the TED Talks. Absolutely incredible book. Sorry, I know the light's probably super hard for you guys to read. I can dim it a little bit. So, books like Talk Like Ted by Carmine Gallo, owned by Chris Anderson. We got TED Talks. It just makes sense to me. Like, people know about TED Talks. People go in there, so like books like that are great. Actually, while we're on that category, I got another one, which will be huge for your communication. The Storyteller's Secret, right? Another one by Carmine Gallo. We got Speaking Secrets of the Masters. I wasn't planning on giving you guys all these books, but yeah. Speaking Secrets of the Masters, absolutely incredible. Personal techniques used by 22 of the world's top professional speakers. Like, absolutely incredible. And the John Maxwell book, 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication. Incredible book, you guys. Like, I just read this book for the first time last week. I think it was last week or the week before. 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication. Absolutely incredible. Like, if you want to learn how to be a great communicator, great book. I'm sorry, you family. I just keep stepping away today. But I got so many books. Like, you gotta see my bookshelf. It's ridiculous. John Maxwell also wrote Everyone Communicates, You Connect. Great book. All right, and by the way, drop a comment if you guys ever read any of these books. Let me know which ones you've read, which ones are your favorite. If you got any book recommendations, categories, like, fill up these comments. Like, let's make reading and empowering ourselves popular, right? But last category is going to be sales. You want to start with a small read. The Pocket Guide to High Ticket Selling by Dan Henry. Even if you're not doing high ticket sales, it's really good. He just really breaks down, like, this book is basically a sales script, right? It's step by step, every step of the sales process with an explanation of why you're doing it.
What's going on, family? Hey, I hate to interrupt the video. I know you're getting so much value, but I'm just out here for my walk, and I'm getting message after message after message of people saying, Jeremy, how do I increase my close rate? How do I double my deals? So I actually put together a free training, absolutely free, of some of my top closing strategies that you can actually watch and implement immediately. Just click the link in the description, go watch it, double your deals. Back to the video.
Then combine that with books like Exactly What to Say, another small read. And I think this one is free on YouTube also. I think somebody posted the audiobook. But just little quick phrases that you can use, right? Really good. Like, you just take these phrases, implement them, you'll immediately start to see good, like, your results increasing. Jeffrey Gitomer, 21 and a Half Unbreakable Laws of Selling. Really good book. This one was eye-opening for me back in 2016, 2017. It started to help me really understand and go deeper into the sales process. How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling by Frank Betcher. It looks like Becker, but it's Betcher. But this one's like super faded. This was like a vibrant yellow color. I used to keep it with me in the car. I go to work. Actually, that and 21.5 Unbreakable Laws of Selling. And I'll read them every single day before work. Before I hop on sales calls and stuff like that. So I'll get my day started. But great book. Hearing from a guy that started off as a pro baseball player, started in sales, did terrible, and then he gives you step by step all the things he learned in the process of going from where he was becoming the top salesperson. And then by Chris Voss, you guys know, Never Split the Difference. Guy was an FBI hostage negotiator. So he came from a field where you have to win your negotiations, every negotiation, or people die. So he gives you all of his negotiation tactics. So even if all you did this year or the next couple of years was just read the book I just laid out for you, like you'll do well. Take these books, read these books every single year. You'll do very well in life. So didn't want to be on here super long with you guys. Just wanted to come on, keep the live going, keep giving you guys some value, give you guys some behind the scenes stuff. Like I said, drop a comment. Let me know your favorite book. What's your favorite business book? Your favorite sales book? Your favorite communication book? Personal development? Like whatever your favorite book is. Let me know in the comments. I actually read the comments on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on all these platforms. I read them all. So just want to do that for you guys. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Catch you guys next time.